Hello and welcome back to another Milestone screencast of my Intro to Web Development project, and this is basically Milestone 6 we're going to be going over. And so I'll just kind of clear up my workspace a little bit so it'll make a lot more sense. But I didn't add too many things this time. I added a one photos JavaScript. And this is where the jQuery comes in. It does the ready function and it hides a table to begin with. But then there's a function for it called the open close, which toggles between hide and show. And that's the only JavaScript file I put in. It's pretty simple. I did a little bit of CSS styling, but because we were mostly using Bootstrap this time, the imported files mostly just made up the entire the entire CSS for us, and we just did some inline styling. I'll start off by showing off the Milestone 6 sitemap. So we have our home page, our landing page. From there we could go to our previous made about me page, photos page, projects page, animation studio page, score tracker page, and then finally I created a Bootstrap page, contact me, which we'll check out. We'll look at the wireframe real quickly. As you can see, it shows everything, and everything's pretty much the same. What I did was I did label all the JavaScript components. Anything that has JavaScript, I threw that in there. But we have this new it's called recyclables but .html. I called it that because Bootstrap, I could use these this carousel and scroll speed in the future, so I just called it recyclables.html. But as you can see, we have a Bootstrap carousel that uses JavaScript and a Bootstrap scroll spree that also uses JavaScript. And there's also a navbar, and the navbar is also Bootstrap, but I forgot to indicate that. But let's just go ahead and go to our home page, and let's just open it up with live server and see what's going on. So as you can see, it went completely from the dark animations I had to the light animations. This is mostly because of the Bootstrap CSS that was implemented. But so the hover animations here, I changed it to purple because I go to GCU. I'm a GCU student. Plus, like in the future, I'm gonna be able to click this and it'll take me to a link or whatever, but not sure what I'll link to right now. Probably my Instagram. But we have this show website map, which uses JavaScript to open up this map, and then there's another hover animation. We could just close it. We'll check out the about me page. As you can see, this stuff is all the same, and it uses the nav bar that I created in the previously one. I like this nav bar. I made it. I wanted to hold on to it, but I used Bootstrap for someone else to kind of show how I used it. If you go to photos, I'll quickly show you. This is the hide show gallery button, which basically does the toggle. So this is the jQuery implementation. So as you can see, if I click it, open and close, it just toggles back and forth between that. Projects is pretty much the same, don't have to do too much explaining here. Animation studio is still pretty much the same. Score tracker is also the same. Oh, if it would load up. Yeah, maybe I mentioned in the last video I did change some styling on this, but I can click on contact me right now, but I want to go back to the home page and maybe open this up to like some responsiveness. Yeah, let's start off full, and we'll click contact me, and it'll take us to where all the Bootstrap components have been shown. So as you can see, I have like a Bootstrap menu system navbar, so I did show the menu system navbar in it. Then here's the first Bootstrap component, which is a carousel, which uses JavaScript to switch through it, and it shows like different programming languages. And this is kind of an about me page, and all the languages up here I have worked with or am studying on. So if I move myself out of the way over here, we can see that this is a scroll speed that I have going on for this page. I gave it like the animation too. If you hover over it, goes into italic and turns purple to represent GCU. And so if you click it, it drops you down to one of the areas. Here is where I think the responsiveness I should show, which is probably going to be a lot better and more understood, I believe. So as you can see, pretty responsive as far as like the sizing of the page. And if I go here, you can see the nav bar changes. There we go, and the nav bar increases as the size changes. And if I click, say I wanted to go check out what location I'm at, I click it, drops me down to location, which is Phoenix, Arizona. I'll do something else like personal email, drops you down to here. And then, you know, obviously if I have more amounts of information in here, I will add on to it, so then this actual scroll down would actually make a lot more sense. But so far, just to get the components shown, this is how I got it. And I can even switch into mobile version, and we could look at an iPhone, a 12 Pro, and so this is what it would look like on here. Yeah, so I would click skills, it would drop me down here, go over to portfolio, drop me down here. And if I do click this, it does open in a new tab. It has the target underscore blank. It doesn't just you know, use on self is what I was trying to say. So open this up, and yeah, so this is pretty much I wonder if I could show more responsiveness. Here I'll show responsiveness on here, show website map, show how it increases in size and changes over time. Close this, and yeah, I mean all the other ones are pretty much shown, but this is it. I guess I could go over the code a little bit. Obviously I have links to Bootstrap, to a jQuery library, and yeah, and I use because like the styling with the CSS of the Bootstrap was so difficult. Like it's kind of hard to override and stuff. So I did a lot of my styling this time within the actual page. But this is for quick styling because I needed to like be able to target these faster. But maybe I'll switch it back to an actual external style sheet later on. But yeah, I have all this carousel indicators. These are all the carousel images. And yeah, I think did I write some JavaScript for this? Oh yeah, it was the photos. No, it wasn't this one. Maybe I didn't write any JavaScript for it. Maybe the JavaScript is all coming from the links I added, which I think I added them to the bottom here. Oh, not about me, recyclable. Yeah, so as you can see, there's all this JavaScript, jQuery that's attached. So yeah. Oh, and we're actually using Bootstrap version 4 CSS. Yeah, so I guess that pretty much covers what we got going on in this iteration. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and catch y'all in the next one.